Hi guys, Gadgetgirlkylie here, and welcome back to my Let's Play walkthrough of Murdered Soul Suspect. And this should be the last episode of this walkthrough. I've collected a few missing collectibles off camera, and as I said, I've returned back to the cellar area. I've not explored anymore, so let's explore this cellar and see what we have. I've got 2 collectibles left to get. I know where they are, so I won't miss them, and I should get all the trophies for the collectibles. So, Colonial Cellar Plaque, there we go, that's the one for completing Salem's history. The cellar in the home of a judge was often the temporary jail for prisoners awaiting trial. This custom was certainly in practice here, where witch trial suspects were held waiting the judgment of Judge Hawthorne. Long-term holding facilities were necessary in these cases, as the penalty for witchcraft under English law was always death. Death! So you can see here that I have 100% completed everything on this menu, but if I scroll back, I just have one more Ashes to Ashes, which is spellbook number 9, and I know where that is. It's downstairs. After I've triggered this little cutscene.
What the hell happened down here?
And here we go. Ashes to Ashes. Okay, so I think I should probably watch the Ashes to Ashes one now for you guys.
Salem wasn't the most exciting place for a couple of rambunctious 13-year-olds. Playing with my friends after school usually required a healthy dose of imagination to spice up the underwhelmingly bleak landscape. To us, Salem's history was just a bunch of creepy stories and tourist attractions. Witches didn't exist, we all knew that. That's why Robbie Barnes was the laughingstock of the entire school. He actually believed that they were real. Looking back, I wish I hadn't teased him so much. Maybe then he'd still be alive. I forget which one of my friends actually came up with a plan to prank Robbie, but it didn't take him long to get us all on board. My job was to find an example of an old spell. It took me all of 15 minutes. The library had practically every book ever written on the subject. The next step involved the Judgment House. It sat up on the hill, abandoned. Everyone said it was haunted. What made it even creepier were the rumors that Judge Hawthorne burned the remains of accused witches in the house's various fireplaces. That's where Robbie comes in. We dared him to sneak into the Judgment House in the middle of the night and collect a handful of ashes from each of the fireplaces. Then he'd have to light some candles, sprinkle the ashes, and read the spell. We told him that if done correctly, the spell would supposedly blow out all the candles. If he agreed to do all this and the candles so much as flickered, we would promise to stop making fun of him. We could see that he was scared, but to his credit, he agreed to go through with it. What we didn't tell him was that we had set up a hidden camera to catch all the hilarity on tape. The next day, Robbie didn't come into school. We assumed he had chickened out and was too embarrassed to face the music. Then I heard that Robbie went missing. I felt the chill run down my spine as I retrieved the tape from our hidden camera. I pressed play and fast forward until I saw Robbie. He was doing just as we instructed him to. But then, a shadowy figure crossed in front of the camera. Robbie turned in horror just as the camera cut to static. When the image finally returned, Robbie was gone. And the only sign that anything had happened at all was the now smoldering fireplace over in the corner.
Oh my god, that's giving me chills. Pointing. What was he doing? Accusing, maybe? Judging? Stern.
You claim righteousness,
but you know your guilt and cannot deny your punishment is due.
Righteous man. The angry man points in the cell and claims to his accused that punishment is due. Okay, so it is all down here. Go through the door, Ronan. Don't be so fat. Thank you for that, Sony. Popping up in the middle of my walkthrough. Much appreciated. Abigail. Pleading. Imprisoned.
You stood for justice. How is this just?
Imprisoned Abigail. Abigail was held prisoner and thought this punishment was unjust. Candles. I bet these did almost nothing to combat the darkness down here. I think it's Abigail. As I said, I think Abigail's possessing someone. The bell killer symbol was once drawn in the cell, but by whom? Must be something in here. Prison bed. That looks even less comfortable than the beds I had in prison. Some kind of cage as well. A prison inside a prison. Why would you need to cage someone who is already locked in a tiny cell? Obviously, like, super strong or something? I don't know. Well, that doesn't let me inspect that. I was wondering if that would be some kind of clue, like a body, you know. There we go. Bound. Prison shackles makes it feel more like a dungeon than a prison. Find the answer, guys. What happened down here? Well, Abigail was imprisoned. There's shackles in her room. Oh, okay. Oh no, there we go. I know. Abigail, and then this, and perhaps the drawing.
You claim righteousness, but you know your guilt and cannot deny your punishment is due.
I thought you stood for justice. How is this just?
The courts are not a place for your murderous whimsy. You are a corrupt heathen. The families of those innocent souls you executed through false accusation of witchcraft will exact their righteous justice tonight.
False accusation?
What is that nonsense you draw?
My mark will burn like a brand in the flesh of this town. If it takes me to the ends of eternity, I will personally make the bell toll for every witch in Salem.
She looks like a witch herself.
The guy who killed me is Abigail.
I was right, guys.
Be the bell killer.
Figured it out.
How is that possible? I gotta get out of here and figure out how to track her down.
Is Abigail the bell killer? Abigail is the bell killer, but how could she be? I guess now we've got to find the exit, guys.
Dispatch. Has Rex checked in? He's transporting a suspect to the station. We can't get him on the radio. He isn't picking up his phone either.
Nope, he hasn't checked in. We'll notify you when he shows.
Copy that.
Oh no.
Shit, if Rex is missing, it could be going down right now. Where'd you take Joy, you asshole?
Where would Abigail take Joy? Oh, hang on, the gallows.
Yeah. Instrument of death, meaning her death, where she was killed. The gallows at the museum. Hang on, kid. I'm on my way.
Okay guys, sorry about that. You may notice that I've cut the video. The reason for that is my game froze. It's the first and only time Murdered Soul Suspect has froze on me. I actually had a mini panic because the game wasn't loading. I had to restart my PS4 a couple of times and finally I got it to load. So panic over. I thought, no, I'm so close to the end of the game. So close to a platinum. So close to finishing off another Let's Play for you guys, and yeah, the game froze, so I'm so glad that I've got it working. Panic stations are over. So I'm going to start not running too much because it froze around here somewhere, I believe. So I don't want it to happen again. I think it was going through this door it froze. It's not done it this time, so that's good. I'm hoping to fit all this in the last episode, but we'll see. It might end up being too long, so I might have to split the episode into 2 pieces. Now don't freeze on me, game. Let me just double check my stats. So, got everything. Hang on. Oh, as long as I've got the collectibles, it's fine, which I have, so that's fine. Right. To the museum, guys, to the museum. This should be the final part of the walkthrough. We've done everything in the game, gotten all the collectibles, helped all the ghosts, and hopefully this will be the conclusion. Are you ready? I know I am. Warning, proceeding to the final encounter will make it impossible to return to Salem. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. So this actually looks like it's the point of no return, even though people say it's the Judgment House.
And when the psycho trying to kill someone pretends there's some grand justice behind it,
That just makes it all the more twisted. Joy!
Ronan, help!
Not another step.
Oh.
No, not you, Rex. This has nothing to do with her, Abigail.
Oh, but it does. For 300 years, we have executed the witches who corrupt our fair city.
Down there. Let's go.
Those who try to mask their demonic contract and leverage powers they should never possess.
Just like you have.
Don't you dare compare me to her!
Easy, easy.
Put your hands up!
Help!
Don't do anything stupid.
Hands up. Stop what you're doing.
They can't hear you,
Hands
Ronan.
up. Do it now.
Abigail, stop!
Whoa. Use your primal screen.
Piece of shit. What are you doing? Not now. This was you.
I want you getting closer to the truth.
Ronan, do something!
Hold tight, kid. I'm on my way.
What can stop Abigail? My only lead, that's it, the scream. Do it! Out with you.
It's over, Abigail.
What do I have to do?
Joy!
What do I have to do? Okay, here we go again after dying and then almost getting caught by demons straight away. Let's do this again. I'm going to cut the skip the cutscene. Sorry, I know what to do now. So go over, possess, influence, go to the screen. Oh, it's in a different place this time. Down there. Skip that. Go to Abigail. Touch Abigail. Yay!
The time is upon us, Abigail Williams.
No.
You scourge of Salem. It is time to pay for your sins!
This can't be happening. You want to use memories against me? Two can play at that game.
Whoa.
I know the truth about your death, but I still don't know the truth about mine. Did you use Rex to kill me?
Rex was my most influential. The most respected, the most feared official in town. Of course I did.
Okay. Rex was used to kill me. Abigail did use Rex to kill me, my own brother-in-law. Disgraceful, Abigail.
How could Rex have done it? Rose's killer had blue eyes.
I didn't use the same killer for every murder.
Oh.
Baxter.
Baxter was used as a killer. Abigail used Baxter to kill Rose. It's all coming out now, guys.
Why did you kill Baxter?
I eventually kill all the killers I use. Especially the ones who get close to the truth.
Abigail kills her killers. She eventually kills all her killers, especially when they get close to the truth. Well, that information was exactly the same as what Abigail said. Normally there's a bit of variation.
I wasn't close to the truth in the apartment. I wasn't one of your killers. Why did I have to die?
Huh.
I wouldn't.
Oh my god! Ronan was also used as a killer?
No, I wouldn't. How could I? You made me kill her.
Oh, she's so evil. She needs to be exercised herself.
I'm going out. You're coming with me.
Yes! Haha! See you later, Abigail. You got what you deserved. Damn, that was an intense set of cutscenes. I did not expect Ronan to be used as a killer. Then that information about multiple killers being used by Abigail was only just revealed, so I didn't have time to go, ooh, okay. Ronan could have been used. I suspected Baxter for a while.
Sometimes obvious, sometimes not. If we're lucky, we keep our dark side hidden. By law, Rex was a killer. But the law doesn't always see the truth. Fortunately, Joy did. And she would never press charges. She might even help Rex cover his tracks. One thing's for certain. She's a better person than I was at that age. A kid who deserves forgiveness. She's paid her dues. And committing a few small crimes, searching for your mom, well, even the coldest cops would forgive those.
He's still got the gunshot through his eye. So we don't get to see the mum.
Murder since the night Abigail met her final end. But the case never officially closed. But memories fade, time heals. With luck, Salem will move on and find peace. Death repays debts, my father always said. Forever I believe that. But truth be told, this life ain't over until you're honest about what you owe. Set everything right. Settle your debts. Only then can you move on.
Ronan?
Julia! Oh, I'm so happy. There we go! And platinum! Woo! Yay! I don't have very many platinum trophies, guys. That's simply because a lot of games require you to play through on multiple difficulties, and with running a YouTube channel I simply do not have time to get trophies. But with Murdered Soul Suspect I saw how easy it was to get a platinum, so I decided to dedicate an hour or so to getting all the collectibles, and all the other trophies are simple playthrough trophies. So it's a really easy game to complete. So, moving on to my kind of mini unprofessional review that I always do at the end of a Let's Play walkthrough. What did I think about this game? Well, I actually really enjoyed this game. I think I enjoyed it more than Thief, to be honest. Simply because I liked the investigation side of things. I liked how many things you could collect. I'm weird that way. I guess that's my Pokemon side coming out, that I enjoy collecting things. So I really enjoyed that aspect. I enjoyed being a ghost as well. It was pretty cool, although they could have done a lot more with it, I will say. So good points about the game. I think the graphics were nice, although they weren't like anything shockingly amazing. I liked the various things you could do as a ghost. I really liked the story as well. I thought it was a really interesting story. I loved going into different people and reading their minds and listening to their inner thoughts. It was quite funny to see how different they would be speaking to people but then thinking something else in their head, which most of us do anyway, so that was really cool. So yeah, it wasn't a very long game, but it was a very enjoyable experience. I don't think it's worth the full price tag of a new release game though. I would say it's probably around a £30 purchase for me. But that said, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. What did I not like about Murdered Soul Suspect? Well, if you haven't guessed already, the demons. First of all, the demons, I don't understand why they're even in the game. They seem a bit pointless, like, you know, it's like, how can a ghost exorcise a demon? I've never heard of a ghost being able to exorcise a demon before in my life. You know, it's just a weird thing, like, he's not an exorcist, he's a detective. He used to be a detective in his real life, so why would he have the ability to exorcise a demon as a ghost? Why would a ghost have the ability to kill a demon? I just don't get that as a concept. It's just weird. And then on top of that, the awful controls for exorcising demons, which I've spoke to a subscriber. I haven't had any comments from anyone else, but I particularly struggled with exorcising demons, trying to use the controls. Basically it would fail a lot. Ronan would just let go and then I'd have to flee, and that would happen so often. Like, there was one particular time in the cemetery where I must have tried to kill one demon about 10 times, and it just kept doing it over and over and over, failing the exorcism. And it was just, so frustrating. And definitely the demon side of things in this game is one of the things that ruined, well, I wouldn't say ruined the experience, but made it frustrating. Made me actually want to just put the game down and not play it anymore for the day, which is pretty bad, to be honest. It has to get to a pretty bad state of affairs when I decide, right, I don't want to play this game anymore today, it's pissed me off. So the demon side of things really were a big downside for me on this game. I also thought some points in the game could have been scarier, like the cemetery and the asylum. They could have made so much more in those areas, spooky things happening. Like, they could have, I don't know, it would have been nice if they introduced some ghosts that were really, like, aggressive towards Ronan, like, not just the demons, but, like, actually ghosts that were dangerous, like poltergeist ghosts and things. That would have been interesting, but they didn't seem to introduce that. I guess you could say Abigail was kind of like a poltergeist, but she was possessing people. But it would have been nice to have a threat from other ghosts as well, not just like Abigail possessing people kind of thing. So I would have liked to have seen that. I mean, hopefully, I am actually hoping they make another game. But but obviously it won't be following on from this because Ronan's moved on, so it's kind of like they could actually make a side one with Baxter now, because he's we saw him lingering in the police station, so they could actually make another murdered sole suspect and have a storyline with Baxter, because I really didn't like him at first, but now that I know he was looking into the murders and things and still keeping the case on file, I did end up liking him towards the end, and it's a shame that he died and he was shot through the face, poor Baxter. So yeah, I would say I've liked the game enough that I would like to see another game in the series of this, or a different game. Like, they could do something else where someone's not a detective. They could do something else where someone's a doctor or something. I don't know how they do that. I'm not exactly a games designer or amazing at concepts for games, but I would like to see another game with different characters, or even DLC with Baxter. That would be really cool. Him finishing off some cases that he had ongoing that Ronan didn't know about. That would be really interesting, to be honest. But yeah, there wasn't anything else I didn't like, really. I liked all the different areas. I liked the storyline. Didn't like the demons. Possessing the cat was cool. I know a lot of people found that frustrating and didn't like that part of the game, but I actually enjoyed possessing the cat. I didn't find the controls irritating or anything. The controls were fine. Sometimes the cat wouldn't jump up on things, but it was because I hadn't took a long enough run at something. So if I just doubled back and got some more distance between myself and the object, it was fine and I was able to climb up. But yeah, it was really good. Interesting characters, and yeah, I enjoyed the game. As I said, I think it's worth about £30. I don't think it's worth full price. My marks out of 10, I'd probably say around 7 out of 10. Just because of how annoying the demon sections were, and that I also thought the graphics could have been better. I did have that one freeze issue, which I mentioned earlier on in this episode. It's never happened previously. I've only had one freeze during this game. I had a major panic session because I thought the game was fully broken because it was taking ages to load, and I had to restart my PS4 a couple of times before it would work. So I'm so glad I was able to get it working and finish off this walkthrough for you guys. I would have been gutted if I would have, had to have done a channel update and said, oh, I'm going to have to cancel it because the save's broken right at the end of the game, because I simply would not have had the time to replay the full game and get to where I was right at the end just to record the ending. So I'm super glad that didn't happen and that the save still worked. So that's it from me. I'm probably just going to let the credits roll so you guys can finish off reading the credits. I know some people like to watch those. So leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you thought about this game, what you liked, what you didn't like, if you suspected the ending would be obviously what happened in this video, what you liked about the ending, what you didn't like, and yeah, anything you want to share, and I'll be sure to get back to you. As always, thank you for watching and supporting me, and thanks to anyone that has stuck through this Let's Play walkthrough. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and that's it from me on this commentary. Enjoy the rest of the credits.